Hi, I'm Roger Seiler. I'm the author of a new historical novel, Master of Alaska, and I'd like to read you a few passages from this book, which I think you'll find very interesting. In 1790, Aleksandr Baranov sailed from Siberia to be the first governor of Russia's Alaskan colonies. Baranov had never been at sea before, but that didn't scare him. He was accustomed to controlling fear with calculated reason. At age 43, with a short, wiry build, he exuded an impatient energy. Now he was headed across a fierce ocean to what he'd been told was a wild land of volcanoes, glaciers, giant bears, and savages. No matter, he thought. He could do whatever must be done. He survived a shipwreck on the way, was rescued by Aleuts, and finally reached the Russian settlement on Kodiak Island to take command. Baranov soon explored Kodiak and the mainland Kenai Peninsula, where he visited a native village. The village chief, named Grigor by the Russians, spoke Russian and invited Baranov into his longhouse to confer. As they sat in front of the central fire, Chief Grigor spoke to Baranov, calling him by his native nickname, Nanak the Polar Bear. "Great Nanak, do you have a woman?" Baranov was taken aback. "I have a wife in Russia." "In Russia? What good is that? Take my daughter for wife. Then we can make powerful alliance." Before Baranov could react, Chief Grigor turned and called out to his daughter in his native tongue, "Anooka, come here." From a dim recess of the lodge, a slender 17-year-old in deerskins approached with unusual youthful dignity. With glistening, long black hair flowing over her shoulders, she had an oval face with the high cheekbones common to many natives. Her big, warm brown eyes looked out from under lovely arched eyebrows. Clear, tan skin, a straight, pretty nose, and a mouth with soft lips completed her. The self-confidence of her rank allowed her to look right at the strange Russian in front of her. Her intelligent, dark eyes held his stare as an equal for a long moment, until she yielded a slight smile, revealed perfect white teeth. To Baranov, Anooka was strikingly beautiful. He quickly collected himself and spoke. "Chief Grigor, your offer is most generous, but as I said, I already have a wife in Russia." Grigor insisted. "So, you need a wife here in Alaska?" Baranov stared at him in silence. To Baranov, the proposal was absurd, but to the chief, an alliance with this Russian Nanak would greatly benefit his tribe, and especially strengthen them in the eyes of their southern enemies, the hated Tlingit. But he knew that making such alliances, especially with one as strong as Nanak, would take time and much negotiation. So Grigor motioned to Anooka to return to her work. "Well then, the least I could do for you is give you the guides you asked for," said Grigor. Anooka sat on a blanket in the back of the longhouse where she had been making a bear claw necklace. Why did father want to give her to this man? Though short, he looked strong and intelligent, but strange. Could she ever want him? She knew what she wanted would count for nothing. Her father would decide, and she had to trust him to choose well for her. She would ask one thing, that her father wait until he really knew a man before he made his choice. As his daughter, she deserved at least that, and the chief had only just met this Nanak. Baranov looked into the shadows for Anooka, straining for another glimpse of her youthful beauty. Grigor noticed. Baranov avoided Chief Grigor's entreaty that he marry his daughter, Anooka. But then a supply ship from Russia was long overdue, probably sunk in the vicious North Pacific, and his men were about to starve. He had to get food from Grigor, and there was only one way to get it. The deal was made, and Baranov fed his men. The time had come, no escaping it now. Baranov walked to the beach where Chief Grigor's clan was gathering for the wedding. Baranov heard ceremonial drummers beating out a tune and saw chanting dancers in a circle around 19-year-old Anooka, exotically beautiful in her pale deerskin dress. Once he caught sight of her, he couldn't take his eyes away. In preparation, her father had taught her basic Russian to speak with her husband. Sitting across the circle from Baranov, Chief Grigor bellowed cheerily to Baranov, "Months of food for your men have brought us a powerful alliance and gotten Anooka a husband." Baranov nodded, his eyes still enthralled by the girl. Moving to the drumbeat, Anooka danced to her father and obediently knelt. He draped the bear claw necklace she made around her neck. It would be a great honor to be married to the great Anooka, serving the interests of her tribe. But there was one thing she wanted. She rose, then danced to Baranov and placed the necklace around his neck, signifying their bond, and the drums beat louder and faster. She looked Baranov straight in the eyes. What was he like? Would this strong man give her the one thing she wanted, the one thing that would guarantee her undying loyalty forever? Gentle kindness, always. He was struck by the warmth, intelligence, and innocence in her eyes. "Now, my dear," he said, "I give you your Russian name, Anna." Hi there, I'm Roger Seiler, the author of this historical novel, Master of Alaska. And you can go on to Amazon.com and order it in either the paper or their ebook format. And after you've read it, we'd love to hear from you. So please enter your comments on Amazon, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what you have to say. Thank you.